Hello everyone, you're welcome back to Data Next with Angie. In today's class, we'll be learning index match. Okay, it's a combination of two functions, index and match. In our previous class, we learned about VLOOKUP function. But in today's class, we're going to be learning an improved version of VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP means vertical lookup, right? So we're going to be learning an improved version of VLOOKUP, which is called index match. Index match is a powerful two-function combo that is used to look up values in Excel, just like your VLOOKUP. Remember, we use our VLOOKUP to look up value, for instance, to look up a name that has so-so distributor ID. That's what we're going to be doing with index match today, but it's actually in a more improved way. Actually, index match combines index and match, and this index has to do with row numbers. Row B, row C, row D. Okay, it returns a value from a range that is based on its row position. And the max also lookup is also called the lookup value or the lookup range. It finds the position, that is the row number of the value in a range. Okay, together the index and the match finds and return a value from a table based on criteria. So we are going to be applying this for us to understand even better. Okay, so we want to use index match to look for the name that has this distributor ID. So what are we going to do? In our previous class, I talked about you getting your functions from this bar right here, right? But in today's class, we're not going to be getting our function here. Why? Because we want to combine two functions. We want to combine index and match. Index match doesn't come just in a single function. It comes in two functions. You have to combine index and also match. So we won't be using our functions from this bar. Okay, the bar right here on my left part of my screen. So we're going to be using our direct function right in our cell where we want to perform our analysis. So let's go equals to what function do we want to use? Index match. So Excel is going to display the different functions. Okay, you double click, tap. What are you looking for? You're looking for the distributor table. All right, it's from a distributor table that you have distributor ID and the name. Remember, before performing your analysis, you must have saved or you must have structured your data set. Structuring your data set is you turning it into a table form. Okay, I've already taught us about that, so we'll just get right into business. Now, index match, we want to get our distributor table. So you type your distributor table. Excel is going to display the different options for you. So yeah, we have distributor ID, we have distributor table. What we are looking for is our distributor table. Okay, double click, tap, and then you want to call up. What do you want to call up? You want to call up your distributor name. You're looking for the name. You want to know what what name has this distributor ID, right? So you're going to call up this name. Okay, calling up, you have to use your box bracket. You use your box bracket to call up a name. All right, so you open your box bracket and then you type distributor name. Okay, you double click, you close with your box bracket, and you hit on your comma. Please follow the function steps Excel is displaying on your screen. All right, so it's displaying array, row number, it is displaying reference, row number, column number, area number. But since we want to use two different functions, we want to use index and we want to use match. So this is how we're going to be doing it. You're going to be calling up you're going to be you're first of all going to bring in your what's the name of your table, that's the distributor table. Then you want to call up what? You want to call up the name that has this distributor ID. So you open your box brackets, you type out your distributor name, you close your box bracket, and now we want to add your second function. What is the second function you want to add? You want to add match. You type out match, you double click. Okay, now for this match, what it's showing us here is our lookup value. What is our lookup value? Our lookup value, that is what we have. Okay, what we have to look for the name we want to know. What we have there is our distributor ID, right? So you hit on your cell that has your distributor ID, you hit your comma. What is the name of the table this distributor ID is? It's in distributor table. You double click, hit your box bracket to call up what? To call up the distributor ID. Okay, so let's hit our box bracket this and type distributor. You want to call up the ID, right? Is this ID you want to use to get this name? You close with your box bracket. All right, just hit your box bracket and you hit your comma. You type 0 or you type false. Remember what I said false means? False means an exact match. You want the name that belongs to this exact number. You don't want a name that is closely, that looks like, you don't want a name, or you don't want a name that has a look-alike distributor ID. You want an exact distributor ID. You want an exact match. So you type 0 or you type out false. Right? So you hit you enter your double close brackets, okay? Because while we're entering double close brackets is because we use two functions for this particular analysis. We used the index function and the match function. Okay, that's why we are closing our brackets with two brackets, or we are closing our analysis rather with two brackets. So you hit enter. Now this is the name that has this distributor ID. Let's do this one more time. Equals to index, double click, tap tap. Where do you want to get this information from? You want to get it from what? Distributor table. You type your distributor table. Okay, you want to call up what? You want to call up the name. You don't know the name of the person that has this distributor ID. So you want to call up the name. So you type distributor what? Name. All right. Calling up, what do you use in calling up? Your box brackets. You use your box brackets to call up. All right. You close with your box bracket. You enter your comma, and then you enter your match. You type out match, double click, tap tap. What is the lookup value? The lookup value you want to use to get your name is what? Is your distributor ID. So you just type on the cell where that lookup value is. You hit your comma. From what table does this distributor ID, or is this distributor ID in? It's in distributor table, right? So you double click, tap tap, and then what is the array, the match type? What is the lookup array? The lookup array is what? Distributor ID. Okay, this distributor ID, this B10 is under what array? Distributor ID. So you type distributor what? ID. Double click, you enter with your box brackets, that's you close your box bracket and you click on your comma sign, and then you hit 0. 0 means false. You want an exact match, an exact match that has this particular distributor ID. You want a name that has this particular ID, that exactly has this particular ID. You don't want to look alike distributor ID. Okay, so you enter 0 or you enter false. So let's just type false. Okay, false. You see, false means exact match. 0 here is showing you exact match. All right, false. Okay, and then you close with your two brackets. Why? Because you're using two functions. You're using index function and you're using match function. You hit on your enter. Now the name that has this particular distributor ID is what? Anika Tillman. So that's basically it about index match. So let's see for sales channel, you enter your equals to sign, index, hit double times, tap tap. You want what's the name of the table you want to get this information from? Distributor table. So you double click, tap tap. You want to call up what? You want to call up the word sales channel. You don't know the sales channel that has the distributor ID. You want to call up the sales channel. What do you use? You type your sales channel. You close with your box bracket and then you hit your comma sign. You want to use your next function, which is called what? Match. You double click, tap tap, and then what is the lookup value? The value that you have, you want to use to look up this sales channel is what? Distributor ID. So you hit on that cell that has that lookup value. You hit on your comma. What is the lookup array? The lookup array is where is in distributor what? ID. But first of all, we were going to type our distributor table because it's from our distributor table we want to get our distributor ID array, right? So you type your distributor table, double click, and then call up what you want to call up what your distributor ID. That's the match type. So you type your distributor ID, you close with your box bracket, enter your comma, 0 for exact match, double bracket close, okay, and you hit enter. So this is our sales channel. Let's do this one more time. Equals to index, double click. The name of the table we want to get this information from is what? Distributor table. You want to call up what? You want to call up sales channel. Type your sales channel. Double click, close with your box bracket, comma. Now, what other function are we going to use? We want to match this distributor table sales channel with what our distributor ID. So you type match. Okay, double click on the function, tap, and then what is the lookup value? The lookup value is this distributor ID. Hit on the cell, then comma. What table? What's the name of the table that has distributor ID? It's called distributor what? Distributor table. You want to call up what? You want to call up the distributor ID because it's the ID you want to use to get the sales channel's name. So you type distributor ID. Immediately you start typing, Excel is going to display the different names for you. So you choose the one you want. You close with your box bracket. You hit your comma. You type false. You close it to what? Double bracket. Why? Because you're using two functions to perform this analysis. You're using the index function and also the match function to perform this analysis. That is why you're using two brackets closed. You can use false for exact match, like I said earlier, or you can use 0 for exact match. Okay, so you hit your enter. So this particular ID number has the name of the sales channel is online sales. So let's do this one more time. Equals to index, distributor table, call up sales channel, tap, close bracket. The next function is what? Match function, tap. What lookup value? You hit the cell, comma. What's the name of the table? Distributor table, tap, call up what? Distributor what? ID, tap, close with your box bracket, comma, 0, close with your double bracket, hit enter. So this is direct sales channel. So let's just drag down. Okay, so let's do for this, and then we're going to drag down all the way down so we don't do it in individual cells. Okay, it's going to save us time. Equals to index, the name of our table, distributor table. What are we looking for? Sales channel. Tap, close with your box bracket, comma. What other function do you want to use? Match, because you want to match the both together. So what is the lookup value? This one, distributor ID, comma. In what table? Distributor table. Tap. What are you looking up for? The same distributor ID. You want to use that distributor ID to get your sales channel. Close with your box bracket, comma, 0, close with your double bracket, hit enter. So let's drag down. Okay, let's do for quantity equals to index. The name of the table you are looking for quantity from distributor table, double click. You want to call up what? Quantity. So you search for quantity. Here we have our quantity, you double click. You close with your box bracket, comma, match is the next function you want to use. The lookup value is our distributor ID, comma, from what table? Distributor table. You want to use what to find this quantity? You want to use the same distributor table, so you call up distributor ID again. Hit your box bracket, comma, 0, close bracket twice. Hit your enter. So let's drag down. So let's do for revenue equals to index. The name of the table, distributor table. Call up what? Revenue. Type revenue. Okay, let's do this. Let's start again. So distributor table, Okay, call up what? Revenue. You're looking for revenue, so you have to call up your revenue. Okay, here we have our revenue. Double click, close with your box bracket, comma, then match. Match with what? Match with this particular ID. Hit the cell where the ID is, comma, from what table? Distributor table. You want to call up what? This is distributor ID. You type. Okay. Once you hit your call up, that's your box bracket. Whatsoever is in your distributor table will come up. Excel is going to display whatsoever is in that distributor table. Okay, so you just choose the one that you want to use. So we want to use our distributor ID to get this revenue. Okay, so you hit on your box bracket. Your box bracket signifies to Excel that you want to call up column name from that particular table. All right, so you hit on your comma, your 0 for exact match, you close your double bracket because you use two functions to perform this analysis, and you hit your enter. Okay, what's going on? Josie? Okay, so let's drag. Here you go. So let's move to problem 2a. Next index match with inferior and pull the name associated with the distributor ID. So we're going to be doing nesting with our index match. Okay, I remember telling us about using inferior in if error rather in VLOOKUP. So we are going to be doing the same thing with our index match. So it's called nesting. When you use different functions together, it is called what? Nesting in Excel. So let's look for country using index match. Equals to index. What's the name of our table? Distributor table. What do we want to call up? We want to call up what? Country. So search for country. You double click, close your box bracket, comma, match. What do we want to match with? With this distributor ID, right? Then comma, from what table? From distributor table, double click, call up what? Distributor ID. You want to use distributor ID to find the name of the country. Close with your box bracket, comma, your 0 for exact match, close with your double bracket, hit enter. So let's go for name, equals to index, double click. The name of the table is what? Distributor table. Call up what? Name. We want to call up the name. So let's search for name. You drag. We have distributor name. So you click, double click, you hit your box bracket, you close your box bracket, comma, you add your other function match, close bracket. What lookup value you want to use? You want to use your distributor ID, comma, from what table? Distributor table. Call up what? Distributor ID. Okay, you close with your box bracket, comma, 0 for exact match, double close bracket, you hit enter. So that's the name. So let's do for revenue, equals to index, tap tap, the name of our table, distributor table. Call up what? You want to call up the revenue. You want to know what revenue has this particular distributor ID. So let's look for revenue, tap tap, you close your box bracket, comma, what's the next function you want to use? Match. Double click, distributor ID, comma, the name of the table, distributor table. What do you want to look up? You want to look up distributor ID, close your box bracket, comma, 0 for exact match, double close bracket, you hit enter. So now when to apply if error is when we have error in our data set. For instance, here you can see that we have NA. NA means not available. So you want to replace NA with if with no data, right? All right, so let's do for this guy. So you just come right after your equals to and next. Okay, use your if function, your if error to next. If error, then you come right at the end of your index match, all you've imputed. Okay, you enter comma, you enter your double quotation mark, you type your no data. Double quotation mark is telling Excel that you want to use no data to replace. If there's any error in the data set, you want to use no data to replace that error. Okay, you close your double quotation mark, you enter your close bracket, and you hit enter. And then you drag all the way down. Okay, so we have no data, no data. That means there's no name that has this particular distributor ID. Okay, so let's do for revenue. Come right immediately after your equal to sign, type your if error, double click, tap tap, and then right after your close bracket at the end of your function, your formula, okay, you enter comma first, then double quotation mark, type no data, double quotation mark, close bracket. Okay, because you entered another function if error, you're going to still close the bracket. Okay, then you hit enter, then you drag all the way or down. So here you go. So that's nesting in Excel. So let's look for this name and revenue. Your team has been given a list of transactions that require additional follow-up. Identify the associated distributors below using index match. So equals to index, tap tap, name of the table you want to use, distributor table, call up what, name, distributor name, double click, close with your call up sign, which is your box bracket, comma, you want to match with what, match, double click, you want to match with distributor ID, comma, what table, distributor table, call up what, distributor ID, close bracket, hit enter. Okay, you're not closing bracket and hitting enter yet. You're entering your comma sign, your 0 for exact match, your double bracket, hit enter. So let's do for revenue equals to index. Distributor table is the name of our table. Call up what? Revenue. We're looking for revenue. Double click, close with your bracket, your box bracket, comma. Your other function you want to use, match. Double click, you want to use what, distributor ID to find what, this revenue. From what table? From distributor table. Using what? You have to call up what you're using, your distributor ID. Close with your box bracket, comma, 0 for exact match. Close with your bracket, your double bracket, because you're using two functions, right? You hit enter. So let's drag. So we are going to be adding our if error as well. We don't want this NA to show. So we want to use no data. So just come immediately after your equals to sign, type if error. Double click, right after your bracket, comma, double quotation, no data. Double quotation, close to one bracket, hit enter. So drag. You have to drag again. So come here, type your if error right immediately after your equals to sign. Right after your bracket now, comma, use comma, double quotation, no data, double quotation, close bracket, hit enter. Come back up, this little box you can see on your screen, drag down, no data. So that's it. So let's see our unit price. Okay, so we are asked to use this sales data set to pull up the unit price for each distributor ID. Okay, so equals to index. What's the name of the table? Distributor table. We want to call up what? Unit price. We don't know the unit price. We want to call up this unit price. Close bracket, comma. You want to match it with what? You type match, double click. We want to match it with B what? This place is covered right now, so we have to look out for what row and what column it is in. So column what? B68. So you type B68. All right, then comma, distributor what? The name of our table, distributor table. You want to call up what? You want to use your distributor ID to call up this particular unit price. Double click, close with your box bracket, comma, 0 for exact match, double close bracket, hit enter. Okay, so let's drag all the way down. So let's see, not available, not available. We come up back here and let me do Ctrl Z. So let us drag down here. Okay, and now you don't want this NA to show. You use your if error, your nesting in Excel. After your immediately after your equal to sign, you type if error. Now at the end of your function, okay, you hit on your comma sign, then your double quotation, no what, no data, double quotation mark to close that, and then your close bracket and you hit enter. So let's drag. So here you go. So you want to get your average unit price. Let's just do the direct way. Type your average, drag, close bracket. So this is your average unit price. So that's it about index match in Excel, and also using nesting in Excel, where we use if error. Index match is really powerful. It's a powerful formula that helps you to, to look up values and to return data from a table, just like we did in our VLOOKUP. But it is more flexible and reliable. I'd like to know which you prefer. Do you prefer using index match, or you prefer using VLOOKUP? I actually prefer using index match because it's more direct. Okay, it tells Excel where to look. It matches, that means it finds from what row that particular thing you're looking for it in. Okay, together they give you a dynamic error resistant lookups. They work even when your data is not perfectly arranged. But for VLOOKUP, if your data is not perfectly arranged, you will not be able to perform your analysis. But for index match, you can perform your analysis even when your data set is not really arranged. I think I'm going to be teaching that in our next class, where we have different data sets. We want to look up numbers using index match. You can't actually use VLOOKUP to look for that particular to solve that particular analysis. Okay, because you have different data sets. That's where VLOOKUP has its own shortcoming. So I think I'm going to be teaching that in our next class. Okay. Index match works from left or right, but our VLOOKUP works right. Okay, it's a vertical lookup. Okay, it works right. It doesn't go backward, doesn't go left. It works only right, from your right, from the right whatever column. Okay, our index match is actually better for our big data. So if you found this helpful, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment match master below, and also subscribe for more Excel tips every week. All right, so thank you guys, and until next time, bye.